This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins.
Hi everyone, my name is Miguel Sancho. I am the founder of CenitSaas. It's a social data and business integration for have all the backend process in a company, complete automatization and integrate with third-party service, integration service, other business-to-business flow. You can find in cenit.com, and in the last year, a new business model is growing, specific for companies that have composable service. For example, Airbnb don't have one of the bigger companies for vacational house, don't have any house. Uber, the largest company for rent car, don't have any car. In both cases, had platform like service that build reservation and booking service that is built over other service like Google Maps API, Gateway API, and all is in relation with integration and valued in the integration. Exists today more than 10,000 public API. We are building a product that helps the company to be successful in that scenarios, the API economy. We are a specific option for a small business and medium company size. The idea is in integration, not all is modern today. Exists between apps, some dinosaurs, like X12 for healthcare sector, that is required to use for integrate data. Is an specimen that belong to ADI, Electronic Data Interchange, that is before to internet in 15 years. But continue to use it, not because it's better than modern format like XML or JSON. The reason is because continued interest of big company maintain like a dark world, difficult for integrate, and for company that bring the service. You need pay for the standard, and you need pay for the service that bring that company for help the integration. Other solutions, suite solution for integration, are privative or have high price. We want to change all the ecosystem around the company interchange data. And we believe that the key is create open platform for data integration that empower a community of developers that allow create integration and share it with other developers and create components for that integration and share it too. What is exactly our product? We have two main products. The main is the hub, the data integrator, that is the backbone of the integration. That allows that you manage all the flow of document. You can send document, and when you send a document, trigger event like creation or modification, and then you can send that document to one or several endpoints. You can send documents in any format and translate or convert to any other format. When you have a complete integration between one or several endpoints, locally or remotely, you can save and create an integration and then share with other developers. We have now 25 pre-built integration, and we hope in the next 3 months arrive to 100 integration. The other product that we have is an ERP and CRM, like software as a service that use Odoo. Is one of the best open source software that exists today. We adapted like software as a service, and the idea is that we have a special connection with the hub. That means that when you have an account online, you can connect with many services out of the box for inventory, fulfillment, and other process. We have 6 points. We need grow in user now, and we have 6 points for that. The first is open source software, the right product with the right abstraction for build integration. We have a free trial with 1 GB in data that allows that you begin free and continue free if you want. We have low price, over 1 GB data that you pay only for the space that you have, and we have a fee over successful transaction commercial transaction, business to business or business to customer. It's all about the product that. And now we are looking for investment for the next step. We need focus. The product is running, and we need focus in marketing advertise for try to attract the user and growing user. I am open to any question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'll be pretty straightforward here. You need to have a presentation or something, right? Like the visuals looping, not helping me. It's actually distracting after a couple minutes. And I think you need to kind of articulate the talking points, the main points of like what the product is, where the company's at, and what the need is, and some visuals. So, you know, again, like kind of my first comment at the first group is like know your audience in this pitch and like choose the shot. If this is like, hey, I've got 5 minutes to talk about, we're here to raise investment capital, start with that, explain where you're at, show us where you're at, either with words or with words and visuals, because I can't even at this point after 5 minutes put my finger on like what exactly it does.
Okay.
So you know, so just being really straightforward, I would go back and consider like what are the basic fundamentals of an investor pitch, because you got to the investor ask at the end, kind of. You said, yeah, we're looking to raise capital. And especially, you know, given that English is a second language for you, which is obvious, right? You need to have as many of those talking points visually in front of somebody, either on the wall or in front of them here, or if you're on the phone, in front of them on the phone, because it's going to be challenging for someone to follow you. You've got a lot going on, a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of complexity here, but I can't make sense of it without anything, with just my ears and listening to you in this format. So that's what I got.
So I'm going to follow on with that with a couple of observations, but I'm going to come back at the end with something that I think might be very interesting for you. So, you know, as I said in the first presentation, you know, if you're doing an investor pitch, right, the only thing I care about as an investor in a startup is the team. And you really didn't talk at all about yourself. And I know for a lot of folks that's really hard to do, but I want to know about what your background is, what brought you to this, and what your team looks like that's actually going to execute on this. So I as a, you know, pitching to investors, I would always lead with that. Eventually, you got to a really concise statement, and I finally got what you were doing. The first couple of minutes, I was a little lost, and especially with the scrolling, because I kept looking up there and things kept moving back, yes. And I kept not paying as much attention to you as I should have. But what you finally said was you were an open platform for data integration, and I actually get that. Right, and I love open platforms, by the way. In fact, the biggest commercial open source company in the world is actually headquartered right here in North Carolina, and that we'll come back to that in a moment. But you know, make that point early, and as I said earlier, repeat it. Right, beat them over the head with "this is what I do," and then. I think what I would have done as well then is simplified with some examples of what a data integration is. Right, and you've probably done some really cool things that make some people's businesses run much better. I would take the time for a quick example of this is what this looks like, and then, you know, who's your customer and what does that market look like, right? I mean, are you going after developer? Who are you going? Are you going after end companies? What does that market look like, and you know, and how do you get paid? Investors care about that, and then. The last thing on the ask for the investment, you got there, but you just said we're looking for money, and you need to have a much more focused ask. And again, part of that is here's how much we're looking for, and then secondly, and here's how we're going to use the money. And you did that, but I would be, you know, again, I would have a slide. You want to probably do, you know, probably about 10 slides. And I can send you some examples of some of what a good investor deck looks like. But that's what you want to end with is your ask, right? And make it really concise and really clear. Now, having said that, I think what you're doing is very interesting, and you and I should have a offline conversation about my friends at Red Hat.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, just one follow-up on the pitch, and I think this might be...
I don't really have any presentation.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
At the
So
same time, I had
You
the
should-
URL for have
you should,
something that
you should build a
that's what- good
build a
idea.
5-minute pitch
Yep.
that makes 3 to 5 points, so
Okay.
that in case you do have a 3 to 5 minute opportunity, like
You're ready.
to meet with a prospective investor, because I think that's what this forum is trying to get out of. I mean, I don't think it's limited to that, but it could be that's where you start here and just kind of start and then see where it goes.
Right.
Because that's I think that's what you need. That pitch isn't about explaining everything in the universe as it relates to your product and your thinking and your approach and your model. It's just like, let's use that 5 minutes to get the 2-hour meeting, or to get the hour conversation on the phone or video, right? Because that's what this is all about, is kind of sparking curiosity. Like you spark Dan's curiosity, he wants to follow up with you. Like, that's a good outcome.
Yes.
99.5% of the VCs or the investors or angels that would hear that pitch are going to be like, I don't know what you do, man. Like, you seem like a nice guy. Call me back when you have something, and I can figure it out. So anyway, try not to be too critical or harsh on you, but like definitely get something down that you can hand people or show people that can compensate for some of the complexity and the lack of English proficiency that you have, which is just going to be a challenge. You know, it just is what it is. You just have to overcome that challenge and show people that, you know, you've got something awesome here.
I got it. I see.
Cool.
Thoughts or questions from the audience? Yes.
Suggestion for you. So you're a product guy, right?
Yes, my background is computer
Okay.
science.
So keep in mind that nobody in this room knows as much about the technology as you do, and you need to speak at our level, right? So, and by the way, this is something that's very common in product-oriented people, right? You want to tell us about the 89 attributes of your product, and none of which we will understand. So in this first 5 minutes, you just have to explain big picture what you do and why that's important, rather than, and I connect to, you know, XML and this and that and the other thing. Like, you know, most people here don't understand those terms, and that won't give us any greater appreciation for what you do. So just high level, so that we understand basically what you do, and then move on to some of the comments that these guys were talking about. You know, if you want money, hey, I'm looking to raise $250,000 to be able to hire a couple sales reps or whatever it is.
I understand.
Any others from the audience? Yeah.
Who are your competitors? Your competition, who are they?
For example, Zapier allow connection between 2 points. We have a hub, and we try that our platform will be complete open source. That is not something that have Zapier. And we include integration like X12 that I try to explain is very old format that is very hard to integrate, and we try to include in the platform too. The other thing is that the integration have like a core, the option for online ERP that is connected with other applications that Zapier, for example, don't have. Other is MuletSoft, is other solution, maybe more close, the same, it's not open source, and we think that we have better price, and exists other solution for online ERP and CRM in the market, but it's very expensive. We have 1 GB free data that you can begin to use, and 1 month in trial, and we think that it's really good option for many companies. In that case, the competition is more like in price, and try to connect with the hub, connect with other solutions for inventory, accounting, and system like that. Yes, exists other solution, but in some time are privative, high expensive. It's not exactly in that we are trying to build in that case.
All right, thank you. Miguel Fuentes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.